Welcome back. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And can I just say how amazing we all look in our pink today?
Pink.
Look at all the pink.
Hi.
Think pink in October. We are so happy to welcome breast cancer survivor Tanya Sumners and Sher Carmichel, along with Hannah Radner and Tegan Hadlock from the Garden Exchange local fundraiser at the coffee shop in Aurora. That is a mouthful, and there's a lot to get to, my friends.
Yes.
So who wants to start?
I can start. I'm Tanya, and I wanted to share why we picked this shirt.
Okay.
My girls actually said, go with this theme on the shirt, and it's empowered women, empower women. And how we do that is sharing our stories. Once we've gone through breast cancer, it's still with us, but we have our story, and by sharing it with others, we help them travel the journey. And by empowering them, they'll share their story to the next woman, to the next woman. And so this is one of my friends.
I'm Sher Carmichel, and I had my journey with breast cancer started about 1.5 years ago. And immediately there were women that empowered me, encouraged me. Tanya was one of those, and my other friends. But empowered women, empower women happened immediately. I had a high school friend and a college friend that had the same type of cancer that I did, and they reached right out and said, you can do this. We're going to get through this together. And I've even now that I finished my treatments in May, I've had opportunities. I was just at a luncheon last week where cancer survivors were all together, and it's continuous. It continues on. People that were finished with their treatments 15 years ago were encouraging us. So it's a journey, and we do it together.
And I love it because you might feel so alone at times, especially when you're struggling, something so serious such as breast cancer, but then that outreach can really make a huge difference on your mental health, physical, just your well-being overall.
That's true. It's emotional, it's spiritual, it's a lot of facets, a lot of challenges that you go through.
So, being breast cancer survivors, we know you want to raise money for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You have an event coming up, and it's a fundraiser?
Yes. Well, it's been going on all this month, so I'm going to let Hannah talk about that.
At the Garden Exchange in Aurora, we do a monthly menu every month, and my awesome marketing team, Tegan, she came up with this great idea. We always do an affiliate each month that promotes our coffees and those kinds of things, and she thought this month we should really use our affiliates as survivors that are in our community. So we gathered as many as we could, took a photo, shared their story, and if you come in and get the Hometown Warrior coffee and say survivor, then 10% of that goes to breast cancer awareness this month. So
That is so awesome.
Yeah. What flavor of coffee is that, though?
so it's a cinnamon oat milk latte with pumpkin cold foam, and it's pink.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You just listed a whole lot of flavors, and it's pink.
I don't even drink coffee that much, but that sounds very good.
Yeah.
Sounds right up your alley.
And one more time for our viewers, what exactly do you have to say when you go in and
order the Hometown Warrior, and you say survivor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and the name of the coffee again is called?
The Hometown Warrior.
The Hometown
to
Warrior.
represent all of our women in the community. So
in Aurora, we actually had, we were going to highlight one survivor because we do one affiliate every month, but we actually have a number of survivors from our small town, Aurora most. So that's why we did all of them. We were like, we need to highlight everybody. So if you get our newsletter, if you look it up on our social media, it's actually like a group picture of all the survivors we could get that day that are local to the area.
Oh, wow. And I love Aurora. It's such a great town. It is a great small community there.
yes,
you really
absolutely.
do.
And we have a great coffee shop.
Absolutely.
So, do you guys have a team for the walk on the 28th?
We do, and we have, I think we're up to 20, 25 that'll be walking together. Yeah. Wow. And not to put another plug in, but we meet at 7 a.m. at Gailey's for breakfast.
Okay.
And of course, we then we need to walk it off.
Oh, so you're eating at Gailey's before the
fill
walk?
up, you fill up, and then you go walk it
Yes.
off.
It's about an hour drive up for some of us
Yeah.
coming from Aurora, but we'll meet at 7 and eat and then walk it off. But the name of our team is Pink Hearts, Hands, and Souls, and it's SOLES.
Oh.
And as breast cancer survivors, I'm always just curious as a female, what are kind of the signs that you felt, or were you how did you
detect it?
Yeah.
I didn't have any lumps. Mine was invasive, and I was teaching, and I almost skipped my mammogram. I did not, and I'm telling you, get your mammogram. Get your mammogram.
Yeah.
I went ahead and got it, they called me, and I said, you've got a mistake here. You're confused me with someone else. It's not mine. And they said, yes, it is, and we need to schedule a biopsy. I knew it was not good when they biopsied in several places. As a matter of fact, you know, there's things you remember from the experience, but the tech at the head of the table when they were biopsying passed out. And I'm thinking, oh no. I'm like, is she okay? And they're like, she's fine, but we need to get these biopsies. I'm like, okay. Well, when it came back, it was invasive, which is why I didn't feel a lump.
Right.
It was throughout. And so removal was the process, and then reconstruction, if you choose to have reconstruction. It's, you know, I heard the phrase one and done. It's not one and done, and it's lifelong.
Yeah.
How are you doing now?
I'm doing great, although I did have cancer appear in my lung, and I had surgery at the beginning of the year. I'm doing fabulous, fabulous.
Good.
But it's always in the back of your mind.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you can't focus on that. And our support network is what gives us hope.
And quickly before we run out of time, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. A year and a half ago, I had a lump removed, and it was a very large lump that had actually gone through testing. It had been through a mammogram, it had been through an ultrasound, and I went to the surgeon and said, I'd really like this removed, and they drained it once. And then I waited a few months and went back and said, I really need this out. And we took the cyst out, and it had a 4.5 centimeter cancer, and without a clear margin. So that meant it was, you know, larger than 4.5 centimeter cancer.
Right.
So I had HER2 positive cancer, and it's not one you want. And they immediately started in, I had 6 chemos, I had double mastectomy, I had 25 radiation treatments, and I had a year of Herceptin and Perjeta. And in May, my breast tissue and lymph nodes came back clear.
Oh, good.
So
Hallelujah.
I know,
That's great.
I'm doing great.
And you guys are inspiration. Thank you again. One more
Thank
time,
you
it's
so
the
much.
Garden Exchange in Aurora. Make sure you get the Warrior. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hometown warrior. All right, you guys, if you've ever wondered what your animal, your pet sounds like, well, I've got that in my shot of serotonin coming up next.
Thank you guys so much for sharing. Thank you.
Yeah.